Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Shawna Caldwell. I do author content on Saturdays. If you're a returner, welcome back. When we met last week, we started an outline for a story that I may continue once this is over with. It's a story that I actually started when my dad was sick, but have since lost all the chapters I had written on it. So we're starting over. But I thought it would be a good idea to do this as an outline series so that it could better walk you through the way my crazy brain works and give you an idea of how to outline. Or maybe give you some tips on improving the way you outline or a different way of doing it that might work better for you than you already do. I always like trying stuff that's new, so I thought I would share. So, oops, I have to cut that out. Let's head on over to Notion. So when we were here last time, we worked on this part and this part. I think I added a couple of notes after I turned the camera off, but other than that, I haven't looked at this since last week because I only want to do this with y'all. So today, we're going to be working on this part. Trying to do some brainstorming with like finding some images and stuff. And then, depending on how much time I have left, I will go back through my notes and see if we can't start brainstorming. Some scenes and what needs to happen and when it needs to happen. So, I have already got Pinterest open. And look at all those pretty images. But none of them really fit this story. They kind of go with my other one. So I just realized that while filming, I had it on my face the entire time instead of on the boards. So, what we're going to do is I will speed through me hunting through all those. And then I will take you to the boards I just created when I find them. Saved. Okay. So here we go. I have to move some of these over anyway, so let's move it over to world building and then delete it from here. Yep. But you can see what we've, kind of the look I'm going for. This is the rocker chick look for her best friend. All these little looks. I still can't believe I did that. I must be really tired, y'all. I really like the look of that, though. And then here's kind of the young, dumb cop guy that grew up with her in foster care. This is kind of an evil dude. That's for something else that has nothing to do with this story, although he's a pretty man. So I've just saved, I'll have to move him around somewhere else. But this, Mr. Tom Ellis, Lucifer himself, is the inspiration for the hero. I can delete. Sorry, Eddie. He, the police detective, her husband from previous life. This guy kind of looks a little evil too. These are all inspiration. Not her so much. Or even them. They belong in the other book. But these are all inspiration for the heroine. Like I said, I will leave a link down below. Let's get these saved to world building. Is there a way? Let me. Organize. Can I organize? Let's see. And just move what I've selected. Select. Now, choose world building. Okay. Now then, what is this? Create section. Let's do that. Select. Is that all of them? I think so. Rocker BFF. Add. Okay, now let's naive detective, I guess, be the closest description. And thought I had more than him than that. That guy. Aesthetic. No hero. Move. Oh crap. Can I move him? Dang, Olivia. Oh. Yeah, we'll just delete him. Alright. Any more of him? No. So I will just cute guy. Because he's just a random guy that has nothing to do with the story. But I'd save him for later for something else. And you. Oops. Oops. I cannot type tonight. And then you can all be moved to the witchy whip. Alright. That gets that pretty well organized. I still can't believe I did that, y'all. Almost an hour of y'all just staring at my face. I am so sorry. Y'all deserve better than that. Alright, so I have all that. And I will go back eventually and you know what? I think I will save that to the next video. Well, where I will start doing the character profiles. I will go ahead and put in the pictures and name the characters, and then next time I think we will go through and do the character profiles. See, I'll just get a video of me scrolling through Pinterest, but I will fast forward through all that. But since I will be fast forwarding through that, let's take a look at these and go back over them. We determined Delilah Devins, that's the badass main character, died a horrible death in her previous lifetime, along with the rest of her family. Doesn't want to reincarnate. Over here is a bad guy talking about pretty much destroying all the light in the world with some great darkness. And finds out that her family wants to reincarnate. And then she she goes to the Ascended Masters and talks to them about what's going to happen. And since they can't interfere because free will and stuff, they want her to reincarnate, even though she doesn't want to, and her to take care of it. Well, eventually, here's what I'm thinking. She's going to do it out of worry for her family, because she knows they're wanting to reincarnate and they plan on it. And she doesn't want them to be destroyed by what's coming. So she agrees to go take care of it herself. And she has some stipulations, though. She doesn't want to remember her past life or the pain involved in that. She hurriedly writes her next life contract before she changes her mind. The Ascended Masters reluctantly approve the contract, but with conditions of their own. But before they could tell her what their conditions were, she crosses over. And she just blindly agrees to whatever and just crosses over. But one of the conditions is that she will not remember why she came back until some kind of trauma brings all the memories flooding back, including the memories from her previous life. So it's going to have to be like she's reliving it all again. So I've got to really dig deep into that one. And since she truly refuses to deal with and find peace in her previous life's events, they also put the reincarnation of her husband from her previous life in her path, as well as the reincarnation of her children, which she did not want. After reincarnating, she doesn't have an easy life at all. She's orphaned as a child, bounced around from abusive foster home to another. She is a repeat runaway as a result and lands herself on the streets at 16 and has been there ever since. But they gave her this tough life so that she would be ready for what was coming and what she would have to do. I've toyed with the idea that maybe she is born with the ability to see darkness in people, to see the darkness that's being released into the human world from the underworld, to see demons, that sort of thing. And what if the bad guy from the other side happens to be the same guy who murdered her family? And what if her best friend in this lifetime was sent there by the Ascended Masters as sort of a human spirit guide, so to speak, and is aware of everything mostly, but isn't allowed to remind Delilah why she is there or who she is? And it is an urban setting. It's a city named Brentwood. I know there's a real Brentwood, but this is not based on that city. Because I think that Brentwood is like a high-end luxury housing. This is not it. We've talked about she loves to ride her motorcycle, feel the wind in her hair, loves raising hell and torturing a cop who grew up in foster care with her. She's been arrested a few times for graffiti, which she uses as a cover for killing demons. James is the name of the antagonist, and he's as evil as you can be without actually being a demon. And he wants to bring on a world war that completely destroys any good or light left in the world. He wants to bring on a world filled with darkness, and he wants to rule that world. He wants to find a way to destroy the veil between the human world and the underworld so that all the darkness will be allowed to enter. He does not know that Delilah has reincarnated to stop him. She will be able to stop him from destroying the veil completely, but it will be damaged and it'll be weakened enough that lots of preternatural beings will be released into the world, which will pave the way for the rest of the series, because yes, this was the beginning of a series. Benjamin Simpson is the reincarnation of her soulmate. I may have to change his name because Tom Ellis does not look like a Benjamin. She recognizes his soul and has a freak out about it. She's terrified of the past repeating itself. I do have in here that she does get shot by a gang member as she comes across during her demon hunting. I don't know if I'm going to keep that or not, but it is in there. And then, of course, Benjamin gets assigned to her shooting. She's not let anyone close to her, and she's not about to start now, especially since he doesn't recognize her soul. She is in full panic mode at this point because she doesn't know how she's going to find that dark soul and stay away from Benjamin. When she does find the dark soul and recognizes him as the man who murdered her family, she gets physically sick, and that's where my brainstorming ended at that point. I know I still have a lot to go, but we will get there. And if I add anything, I'll update y'all on that. But yeah, I think next week we will start doing character profiles and then world building. And we will go from there. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, share, comment, subscribe, and do all those fun YouTube things. And I will see y'all next time. Night, y'all.